Good evening, guys. We are welcome to another video for the series. This video will be a continuation of the GUI parts of the series. In this video, I'm going to be doing a very simple application. The one I did in the last class, the last video rather. I believe it's a simple one as well, but I want to do something even simpler. Then in my next video, I might do something a bit technical. For this video, I'm going to be creating a GUI application that is going to be accepting the radius of a circle. Then it's going to be displaying the area. Actually, this particular application it's personal for me because this is the first ever program I wrote. Like I started programming from OSA tutorials. My mentor then was Sheyi Daniels, and his name is Anayo Anyaoha. Yes, we call him Roy. So these are the guys that mentored me back in my year one days. I didn't know anything in programming at all. These two guys are the ones that they came to us. They tried to explain to a dummy that he can program. I was just looking at whatever they were doing. It is magic. It is whatsoever. Wasn't understanding it. Um, there is this particular lecturer I have in computer science department. So he came to class, an FS 113 class. So he was doing everything he was doing in front. Number one is that the class is noisy. The class being noisy, nobody could understand anything, but he couldn't do much. So it was like, okay, he's going to record the video. Then after recording the video, he will send the video to over to us. So I had Visual Studio installed in my on my laptop. Um, I think I used an HP 630 then or HP 600. So I got to the science quadrangle. Back in my year one days, year one student used to be very serious, at least for the first semester. I don't know about now. so I got to the quadrangle. I was sad actually. I was sad, but I just had to give myself some sort of comfort that I came to school to learn how to code. That is my own. That was my reason for coming to school. So this is code. I cannot run away from it. I have to do it. So I took Dr. Ajani's video and I started watching it. And one thing that will make a man feel stupid being a programmer is that you are watching a video, you are doing exactly what they are doing in the video, but you're not getting the results you are getting in the video. It makes you look stupid at times. I've looked stupid like that many times. So I took his video, I just opened it one corner, then my Visual Studio application was opened. So lo and behold, he did one thing, I did what he did. He did another thing, I did what he did. He did another thing, I did what he did. So when it was time to test the application, I started doubting myself that I took courage and I test run the application for the first time. It worked. It worked. Holy cow. It worked. So that is the first ever application I ever wrote that actually worked. So if I could do it, like I used to tell you guys can actually do it. You guys can do it. So let's not waste our time. Let's get into the simple interest. No, 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 no. I mean the area of a circle, a GUI application that will calculate the area of a circle. So I'm not going to be particular about the design of this one. I just want to show you how to do it. Then you can customize the design whichever way you want. But let's do some bit of analysis here. So the area of a circle is what by r square. The computer doesn't understand this, like I told you. So this way you can do something like 22 over 7 times r times r. So this is one way to write r square, but I think the more proper way to write it is to say maybe 22 over 7 multiplied by r caret 2. So this is basically r square in VB. Please check the arithmetic operators video. So r times r will also give you r square. but I think I'll go with this. But this denominator over here, we have to look for a way, like I said, to write everything in one line. So it will be 22 multiplied by r caret 2, everything divided by 7. Everything divided by 7. So if you understand your arithmetic operators very well, in also in this case you don't need this, but just to be safe, we're going to be leaving it like this. So 22 multiplied by r 2, then I think we can go now. I think we can go now. So um where's my application? Come here. Now if you take a good look at the design that we did here, the only input we are going to be needing is this R. So we're just going to be adding a text box, a button, then another text box. So okay, for this particular program, I'm going to be using a label as the output, so I can show you that the label works as well for output, but you cannot use it to accept inputs. But the text box, you can use the text box like I told us in the previous video. You can use your text box to accept inputs. You can also use it to display output. Now, like I did in the previous video as well, you can disable the text box in such a way that the text box will not be able to accept input, but it can display output. So for this particular video, I'm going to be using a label to display the output, so you can see the possibilities of both of them. So let's go back to designing the application that we are working on. So for this application now, I'm going to be needing a text box. So the text box is where I'm going to be what am I doing here? Ctrl Z. So this is going to be the text box that will accept the radius. Don't forget, you can just come here and add whatever you want to add. So after this, I'm going to be needing a button. So this is going to be my button. So this button, I can just say this button, the text, I can just say calculate. Then I'm going to be needing a label. So click on this label. Okay. Okay. So this label, don't forget, for this particular label you can do whatever modifications you want to do from the properties tab. This calculator as well, you can design it anyhow you want from this tab over here, but I'm not particular about that for now. So let's start. This is text box 1 and this is label 1, I get. So come to calculate, you click on it twice. Don't forget, whatever variables you want to declare, it's better you declare it in the global scope. So if you, for this particular application, if you declare your variables here, it will work, but it's just better that you declare it in the global scope. So comments, it is not compulsory you add comments to your code, but I just want my code more readable. So let me say variables, no, variables declaration. Variables declaration. So for my variables declaration, what variables do I need? If you come to this, the design that we did over here, we are going to be needing the area and we're going to be needing the radius. So those are the two variables we will be declaring, and the data types for both of them decimal. So come back here, dim area comma radius as decimal. Okay, so don't forget, this is the private sub for the button, just to be sure. Let's click on it twice, it will take us there directly. So in my button, what do I want to do? I want to say radius equals to text box 1 dot text. So now since I've extracted inputs, the next thing I want to do is to start my processing. So radius equals to No. This one should be area equals to area equals to what does the formula say here? 22 times r caret 2 all divided by 7. Okay. So this will be, open a bracket first. 22 multiplied by radius. So caret 2. Everything divided by 7. So my processing is done. The last thing I want to do is to show output. So to show my output, very simple. All I have to do is to come here, and don't forget this is label 1. So all I have to do is just to say label 1 dot text equals to area, and that's all, and that is all. So our program is done basically. You can see how many lines of code are we writing here. The reason why the other the one I did in the last video looks started is because I'm trying to show you that if you click on all these ones, it will open a private sub for all of them. So but just get it. This thing is not hard. You just have to give it your time. So this is radius text box 1, area radius label 1 text area, and we can start the program, and let's see what we have. Okay, this is my program over here. So let's go and generate inputs. Come back here. So if my radius, we are going to be testing the program out with different kind of radius. So let me say, let's start with 7. I think 7, if we have 22 over 7 times 7 times 7, if this cancels this, 22 times 7 is going to be giving us 154. Let's try another one, 15. If my radius is 15, this will be 22 over 7 times 15 times 15. So this 15 times 15, let me bring up my calculator. So clear all this. 22 multiplied by 15 multiplied by 15 equals to what? 4950. Everything divided by 7 is going to be giving me what? 707.14. So equals to 707.14. It will just show me the other decimal places. So let's just use 7 and 15. Okay, so this is my application over here. If I click on 7 calculate, you can see I have 154. It's working fine. So if I use 15, boom, you can see 707.142 and whatsoever. So you can see the program, it works just fine. So the program works as intended. So you can see that, like I said, this thing is not difficult. So but one exercise I would want you to give yourself as per challenge base. So you can see that what I have over here is 707.1425. That should be a way you can round this number down. You should be able to, like, maybe to the two, round it up to the to 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places. Just use Google to look for a function you can use to do this, and it should work just fine. So let's change this back to 7. If you click on calculate, it's working fine. It's working fine. So let me close this. So that will be the end of this video basically. So I'll see us in the next one. Bye for now. Till then, peace.